Let's move on to another management, and results are out of Thyrocare. It's a new kid on the block, just listed recently, and is the first quarterly results since that listing. Dr. Velumani, he's chairman of Thyrocare, joins us right now. Thank you so much for joining us, sir. Could you just break up the numbers for us a little bit? Which are the segments which did the best, and which are the geographies which have done the best?
We have been focusing on wellness, and that has yielded a better growth compared to Q1 of 2016. Q1 of 2017 has grown around 28%. We believe that this wellness will continue to help us to sustain growth as well as the profitability.
Could you just explain in lay terms what that wellness part of the business is?
See, if you look at the focus of Thyrocare has been more of disorders, not of diseases. In other words, we are into more of a chronic illness, not on the acute illness. So this is known as a wellness segment, metabolic disorders, long-term business, and our focus has been on a brand called Aarogyam. And this Aarogyam brand has been helping us to continue to have a better growth. So we believe that that would continue.
Mr. Velumani, but in the old days I used to get a lot of these SMSs on my phone from your company saying that we are going to do this entire thyroid profile, and I have a bit of hypothyroidism, and along with hypochondria in general, I would have to say, I do have hypothyroidism, and I did avail of one of the things. Has it moved beyond that? Because as you pointed out, if it's a chronic disease, I need to go and get tests done repeatedly, right? An acute disease means do the test and then you're okay, it's over.
Yeah, the acute care is something like an illness which you need a hospitalization. For a week you are ill, and probably for next 5-10 years you are not. When it comes to diabetes, hypertension, arthritis, even cancer, even growth markers, infertility, these are all segments which needs frequent testing, quarterly, yearly, twice. So I've been very strong in that segment. I've been very strong in a segment where corporate wellness is focused, and we have a profile called Aarogyam, ranging from 1.1 to 1.7, ranging from 500 rupees to 3,000 rupees, and we have been getting a powerful response in this particular segment.
What do you mean by 1.1 to 1.7?
It's like iPhone 4S, 5S, 6S, 7S.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Everything has a different package to suit your pocket.
Okay, all right. And it ranges, you said, from 1,000 to 3,000.
500 rupees to 3,000 rupees.
500 rupees to 3,000 rupees. Where are you seeing the maximum growth? In this quarter, where did you see the maximum growth?
In terms of product, we feel Aarogyam is growing well, and Aarogyam today we have in our balance sheet 50% of the revenue. Going forward by year 2020, in our total revenue, Aarogyam could be 80%. In fact, in the pathology side, I am the only man who has wellness brand and invested heavily for the last 10 years. And that gives us today a better revenue, better growth, and better profitability.
Dr. Velumani, it seems like that this business is something where you constantly need to get new machines, right? Because what happens is that you hear that there is a particular machine in a particular path lab which does a faster analysis and comes out with a faster report, and you move to that. So is there a constant need to upgrade?
I must tell you, in diagnostic field, especially laboratory, obsolete is not a true word. The technologies more or less remain same, slightly better tweaked in an IT capabilities. But having said that, you need more machines because you are growing. Today we have around 70 machines on our floor for testing thyroid alone. Each machine costs 1 crore. So whenever we have a workload growth, we keep on adding, and while adding you get a better species, but that doesn't mean older species was any inferior quality. So things keep on changing. I think IT is improvising every technology, including laboratory technology.
And what is the kind of utilization that is required? Because I understand, obviously, you said that that entire brand that you have from 110 to 17 that you mentioned, it helps in increasing utilization of the machines?
I think I have been telling in various forums, before this Ola, Uber came in, taxis were standing for 20 hours and running for 4 hours. Today they are running for 20 hours and standing for 4 hours. Similarly, before I came into this picture, laboratory analyzers were running for 4 hours in a day and standing for 20 hours in a day. My floor, I run machines for 20 hours in a day and it's only 4 hours they stand for maintenance. I believe asset sweating is something healthcare is not seriously doing. Be it CT, MRI, be it laboratory test. I think the convention is run it for some time, make some money and enjoy and relax. I think these machines can be run overnight. In fact, I am wondering if Indigo can fly in the night to Oman and Bahrain and come back. Why do that? We keep our machines closed from 5 p.m. to 10 a.m. They can be utilized to create prosperity.
All right, I'm going to put out a thing on our screens, which my executive editor has pointed out, Vichitra Salotra, that we went to your site and saw the Aarogyam package. You're giving a heavy discount there, right? If you go there, it says that 3,200, if I can see that correctly, has been slashed to just 1,800 rupees. Why? Why are you giving this huge discount?
See, there are two ways in which you can do business. One is make huge profit or create huge volume that will give you value. So we believe traction is important, you need to deliver. I think a successful CEO is the one who delivers a product at a least cost to a customer and gives the most returns to the investor. And I believe that is the only challenge and one must try to do it. Having said that, I must tell you, medical diagnostic solutions are priced high. And I have been in the last 20 years been controlling at least the thyroid testing. I believe all the testing, it would become cheaper if the instruments and the analyzers are sweated overnight. Telecom today is cheaper than what it was 20 years back. Even airlines has been cheaper than what it was 20 years back. I'm sure diagnostic tests will be very cheap by 2025 because the competition is must and reducing the rate is the only way to get the attention of the market. Having said that,
but you know, when I look at
we can't do it in the sick.
But if I go onto your site and I see 3,200 now 1,800, obviously as a patient or a hypochondriac who's not a patient but likes to get himself tested, it's a great thing, right? That I see, okay, this was 3,200 but 1,800. But as an investor, it sets off some, I won't say alarm bells, but some warning signals that is Thyrocare under pressure from competitors and having to cut costs, cut prices.
I am not Flipkart, I am not Snapdeal. I have run this business 20 long years. All these years I have shown a 40% profit. My investors are fully understanding that this market has an elasticity which Dr. Velumani understands and explores. So whenever I want, I can reduce my rate because I have a comfort of a beta. So it's not like conventional startups. It is an established business. Today we are crossing a 300 crore turnover by the end of this year. I don't think investors are worried about it, nor I am scared about it.
All right, let me ask you one final question, and that is in terms of the market size. Is there any sense in talking about a market size in this business at all, or is it something that you build as you move along? Is there a competition here? Or is it such a business which is only going to expand and you really don't have to care about competition?
I think competition is there, and one should not tell that there is no competition, but then the competition is between the organized players and the unorganized players. There are a half a dozen number of organized players, there are 100,000 unorganized players. So the organized players don't see a limit for the size of the industry. As I had been saying earlier, if the industry grows 16%, organized players should grow 30+%. So India is an young country. India's per capita income is growing and the awareness is growing. Competition is lowering the rates.
Does that mean there'll be consolidation? Does that mean that there'll be inorganic growth? Are you going to go and buy some of these inorganized players at all, unorganized sector players?
Let me tell you, there are 2 listed companies today in this field doing much better than what the promoters themselves felt it will do. Which means there are plenty of investors, all are looking for smaller diagnostic laboratories to grow them. So that will result in year 2020 not less than 10 listed companies.
Okay.
And that means enormous buzz will be there, enormous drive will be there, competition will be there, prices will be low, consumer will see price not as a barrier. And
to expand geographically, would you go and buy a small local lab? Would you do that? Is that on your anvil at all?
Inorganic growth is very costly.
Okay, all right.
Organic growth is cheap.
Cheaper. Okay, all right. Thank you so much, sir. Pleasure talking to you. And
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Dr. A. Velumani there from Thyrocare.